produce music together, whether they were designers, whether they're architects, whether they're interior designers or landscape. But what I focus on for my FYP is to make it basically about graphic design in the music realm and how does that function. So what I did is I created a label called Sada. It's purely Lebanese. Mostly that's what's most important is the Arabic language. The Latin that is there to aid translation. I created a simple and sober design, if you can see, versus the rest. It's a very sober design. It's black and white and it's minimal because it doesn't want to clash with what's going on here or be competing with it. It's a completely sober thing. The fonts, this is the logo. The fonts that I chose are Montserrat and Fedra, which I feel are complementary to each other because they're both bulky and they have this unapologetic sort of in-your-face thing, the stance. What Sada does is it curates 3 events per year. What I did is I tackled these 3 events, but the first one is the one that I'm doing in full-fledged for my FYP. The events revolve around issues that are going on in Beirut without being like cliche about it, sort of talking about the issues that, the obstacles that we face in Beirut, whether it's the corruption, whether it's like the obstacles that you face, so on. So my first event, which would be called Voyeurism, and here is the identity for it. I'm sorry. So voyeurism is the title of the first event, which focuses on the societal gaze and everything from you looking at someone or you judging people in the Lebanese society for sure. People judging you, the society's gaze towards you and how you perceive yourself and how others perceive you, how everything has to do with like looks and objectively talking about big lips, big eyes, big nose, like the perfect nose, the perfect scenario of what a woman should be, how a woman should act, like how a woman should portray herself. Not only that, also you being watched, not only by social media, also by the government. You never know who's looking at you. You never know in which abandoned building eyes are actually glaring at you, such as like militias that hide in abandoned buildings, or even the social media here it's screenshots of my face that's looking into the iPhone camera. Everything that's taken here, all the content used is purely Lebanese. Everything is used from my iPhone. The imagery are Lebanese. That they tackle the elections and all these ugly posters that we're seeing on the street and the repetitive cycle that they're in. So everything about the whole label itself, we're going back to Sada, is about the loop and the entropy. Because I believe in the Lebanese city, we face this loop. We face the re-electing the same president, the same ministers, the same politicians, the same whatever, the qat'at al-kahraba, no water, so everything is a loop, and this goes down to all the events. Moving on from voyeurism, which I did in full, which I did the tickets for, the posters. Here are some posters. Here is what the street promotion would look like. Actually going on to these pictures of these politicians that are repeating and putting, like blaring out what's wrong with them. And this is them watching you, them you not knowing that they're looking at you, observing you, the voyeuristic play comes back to mind. Okay, so we have our tickets, exactly. So for the second event, okay, before going to the second event, should I show the animation now?
No,
yes, I should. I should because I want to end with it. Actually, let's finish with these. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the second part of my project, the first is doing the identity for 3 events, but the first one is full-fledged. The second big chunk of my project is the animation, and it's what I will be portraying for these musicians who are going to be experiencing the visuals, and after seeing the visuals will have their own reflection thanks to the visuals. So what I did for now is it's a skeleton of the whole of a song that I'm going to show these musicians without the song. And after they see this, they will, and the posters and the whole identity, they will have to be immersed in this experience, and afterwards create their own version of how the city how they're reacting to the city. And what I did basically now is a skeleton over an actual song that exists. But what I tried to do, and I'll show you later, is try to mimic the music.
Just play the mic.
Play the video.
It's fine. For now.
Look at this key. This is on the left.
Yeah.
Just turn it.
Okay. So I'll unplug everything. But my screen isn't عظيم either. So what I did, it doesn't matter if you I tried to take every instrument and every beat and every tempo and try to represent it graphically and visually, and this will be the sort of rigors that these musicians will hold on to. If you can see here, I tried to take every word from the music lingo, like texture, dynamics, timbre, the strong, choppy, mellow, bright, thin, hypnotic. All of these adjectives are represented in visuals. And here, after seeing the animation, I will further explain for a second what each one represents. Anyway, I'm explaining. The gist of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shall we move? Yes.